Hi everybody, and welcome to Learning a Healthy Living on the Getty Homestead. First of all, if you're watching this video, thank you, because this is my first official video that's going up on YouTube on my channel. Now, my channel is going to be really surfaced around life right here on the Getty Homestead, and everything that I have learned and everything that I am continuing to learn and wanting to learn along the way. And I figure with everything that I'm learning now, if I have the opportunity to help others learn in the process, why not? And how my story started, quite frankly, is hilarious. A lot of people get a kick out of it. And if some of you follow me on my other platforms like Facebook or TikTok, then you've probably heard this story before. But for the thousands of others that may end up watching this video that haven't heard it yet, well, you're in for a treat, let me tell you. So it was about a year ago that we got chickens. And it was not by any means a plan of mine. It all started with a space heater. Now, you're all wondering, how does that happen? You're reeling me in, aren't you? Well, let me tell you the story. About a year ago, my husband, he's got bad circulation, and I respect that, I really do. However, he would have the heat at 75. He would run his little space heater on high, which basically meant, I was dying. So I did what any good wife does, and I compromised. I pulled out a heated blanket. I got it all plugged in and set up for him on his favorite spot of the couch. And I told him, I said, leave the heat at 75. Run your heated blanket. Wrap it up around your feet. Sit under it. Sit on it. Whatever makes you more comfortable. Just please turn off the space heater. That's all I ask. So I get up the next morning, and my lovely husband, he is wrapped up like a little burrito in that heated blanket, laying on the couch, heat set at 75, and that godforsaken space heater is still running on high. So what do? I unplug it and I go hide it. And then I go to work. Now, he knew I never wanted chickens. Not originally. I remember growing up, I hated cleaning out the coop. It stunk so bad all the time. Always. I hated it. And I thought, I guess this is what I get for thinking, but I thought I had a choice in what my adult chores were going to be in this life. Turns out I was wrong. So, what does my husband do in retaliation for me hiding his space heater? He takes our daughters to Tractor Supply, and at the time they were 3 and 14. So he takes our daughters out to Tractor Supply, and Gemma, my youngest, puts her stamp of approval on all 4 baby chicks that went into this box. And then, does my husband wait till I get home? No, absolutely not. He says, honey, you need to come out to the truck. He stops in at my gas station, Honey, you need to come out to the truck. I need to show you something. And I start walking out there, and Bella's got the biggest smile on her face, and so does Gemma. And then I see what they're holding. And I knew what that box meant. I knew what was going to be in that box. And Bella shows me, and Gemma shows me these 4 beautiful little baby chicks. And they are just so excited. And he goes, honey, but I didn't buy any chicken feed or anything for them, so you're going to have to go do that after work. So I go up there. I go up to Tractor Supply after work. And of course, that's, when I tell one of the ladies, hey, can you point me in the right direction? My husband just brought my daughters in here, bought 4 baby chickens, and now I got to come up and get all these supplies for chickens I didn't know I was going to have. And ironically enough, the person that I approach about this is the same one that that had so much joy out of watching Gemma put her stamp of approval on every baby chick that the lady I was currently talking to had put in the box for her. So she fills me in on Gemma's reactions and her big smile and just reeling it all in. So I go get all this stuff for the baby chickens and I bring it home, and you know, I end up falling in love with raising these baby chickens. Now we had this garden shed out in the yard, but it was actually a chicken coop used by the previous owners of this house. So Lee had started making his complaints, that my husband, that he was sick and tired of the chickens being in the house. So he moved them out to his garden shed, which had his three-wheeler in it and the snowblower and other miscellaneous tools of his and so on and so forth. Well, of course, he gets all irritated that the chickens are pooping over everything, so all part of my master plan, what does he do? He cleans out what is now the chicken coop. Cleans it out entirely. For the last year, it has been the chicken coop. It already had some nesters in it that just needed some modifications. It had a huge shelving unit in there that I built more nesters into. When we upgraded our daughter's dresser, I actually moved the dresser out to the chicken coop and cut holes in the drawers so that way chickens could get in there and use the dresser drawers even as nesters. Everything about my chicken coop is completely DIY because, well, it all started with a space heater. None of this was planned. But I have found it to be so worth it and so rewarding. And so I fall in love with raising these baby chickens, and then what do I do after he cleans out the chicken coop? Oh, I just go ahead and get like 26 more baby chicks from Tractor Supply, get some roosters from a friend of mine, and a year later, I'm absolutely loving the chicken business. I recently bought an incubator. Here in a couple of days, the eggs should be in on their 4-day mark. Let's see, it's Saturday now, so Monday, the eggs should be at their 4-day mark in the incubator, and I plan on taking a video, and we're gonna look together and see how many eggs are actually fertilized sitting in the incubator right now. If I'm lucky, we'll also have some baby chicks in the chicken coop in about a week. We had taken a family trip to Iowa a couple weeks ago, and I didn't have anybody check for eggs on purpose. I know I've got at least one broody hen in the hen house. So I marked a bunch of eggs in the coop and I just left them there. And we've been home for 2 weeks now. So if there's any that's going to hatch, we should know in about a week, maybe a week and a half, how many baby chicks we'll have out there. And hopefully I'll know Monday how many viable eggs I've got in the incubator, if any. And hopefully I've at least got some. And I will be doing even more than just chickens on this channel as well. This year I've got some pretty extensive goals of learning how to garden and learning how to can, learning how to make my own spaghetti sauce and applesauce and apple pie filling and canning it and getting all these things going. And I want to teach my kids how to do all this with me. I want them to be prepared for just about anything in this life. And I also want them to know the importance of knowing how to live off the land. So a lot of it we're learning together. But that's one thing I'm so grateful for with raising these chickens, is it really taught me how a more natural way of living is so beneficial. My eggs, they are delicious. And honestly, I get the cheapest brand of chicken feed you can get at Tractor Supply. My chicken's free range. During the winter, when they can't go outside as much, about once a month, I will go and get a big old bag of mealworms, and I will just sprinkle them out around the chicken coop. About once a week, I'll sprinkle some out and let the chickens have their fun with it and find their bugs and do their thing. When we've got scraps and leftovers in the fridge, everything gets put in a container every day and brought out to the chickens at night. I don't buy anything organic for my chickens. I let them live off the land as much as I possibly can. Weather permitting, sometimes, of course, don't get me wrong, but And everything in my coop and around my coop is DIY. Last summer, I built a chicken tunnel. I'll share a video of that later on. But I built a chicken tunnel to run from the end of my chicken coop all the way out to the very large fenced in area that we have out in the backyard. You know, I had them free ranging all last summer. However, we recently had a fox come through and they took out about half of our roost. So for right now, they are back to the fenced in area until we have things sorted out and I don't have to worry about predators. So I'm not quite sure where I'm going with that yet. But nonetheless, all of these videos is really just going to be related to what's going on in the Getty household. Some of them may also be about the American-made products that I use around the house, because that also contributes to a healthier way of living that we are learning to implement in our household. You know, I recently came across this great company where everything is American-made. Everything is in the United States. There's nothing from other countries. There's none of these huge chemicals and toxins, and yet the products that I get work wonderfully and they're super concentrated, so they last a long time. You know, I can get 100 loads of laundry out of just a small little 32-ounce bottle of laundry detergent. You know, and I've learned so many things in the last year that have become so beneficial for my family, our health, our way of living. And I'm learning how to share it with my kids. And now I want to learn how to share it with the world too, because sometimes I think living off the land is kind of a forgotten trait unless you were born into a family of farmers. And the thing is people need to know how to learn off the land, need to know how to live off the land. Technology's great, don't get me wrong. I love having my phone. I can't deny that. I enjoy scrolling through Facebook. I enjoy making videos. You know, I enjoy getting myself out there. However, it should not separate us from the earth that we live on, that it's our job to take care of. And when we take care of it, it will take care of us. And it's the same thing with our bodies. If we take care of our bodies will take care of us. Well, the best way to learn how to do that is to learn how to make a healthier way of living off of the lands that we already have under our own 2 feet. So if this is something you're interested in, and if you're interested in hearing more and seeing more, you know, and learning more about what I do every day, and maybe even learning more about how to start your own chicken farm or start your own canning process, or if you have tips for me that you'd love to share, you know, please like and follow my video or even subscribe. You know, and again, if you're watching this video, thank you so much for watching my very first YouTube video. Well, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.